This is the Tipwa Antique Tractor and Engine Club annual show. This is the 2021 show. I think we're lining up for a tractor drive here. They're hooking up the people mover. So we all just got back from a tractor drive. I drove Gil's little 8N tractor. Even though I brought mine, he brought that Ford so I could drive it. I like that purple and white Ford over there. I think that one's pretty neat. Everybody's getting off the people mover there. Later on, we're gonna do some dyno stuff. We're gonna grind up some corn cobs with Phil's D17 and a grinder, and roll his F20. It's a F28 because it's got a V8 engine in it. And we just sprayed down the belt before we went, so it's nice and tacky. Shouldn't come off. I forget what year this is. It's a 66. We're gonna do some cutting saw demonstrations. Got a Ferguson 35 with a Ferguson blade on the back. Gil brought his B that I drove on the tractor drive this past summer. It's got a blade on the back of it too. We just put that on the night before last. That's got a Dearborn blade on it. And Phil also brought a WD-45 with a blade, but it's not set up because we don't think we'll need that. Back from a tractor drive. Better get out of their way. The B with the 100 spreader on the back of it. Got a Model G John Deere, the 38. Got a 2010, the 37D. I gotta show you guys the Corvette. It's a 1466 with a, it's got Wheatland fenders on it. This guy parks this in his driveway in Galveston. Yeah, that's a pretty board on the back of this D. Got a Cockshutt 30. Canadian tractors. And that grill is the same grill that's in that co-op over there. Because most everything interchanged on a Cockshutt and a co-op at that time. We got an M, got a Super M. What year is this?
49.
Okay.
It's not all right. When I got it, it had Super M. They didn't make a Super M in 49.
Oh, really?
But I've had it hooked up with a dynamometer. It turns up just a little bit more power than at the time.
Huh.
So I don't know. I know they used to what they call career pistons.
Okay.
Which would boost their horsepower. Now, I don't know whether it's been overhauled. I've never had it apart.
Oh, okay.
And I've owned it probably for
tractor?
Battery box.
Oh, that's cool.
Stays stainless steel.
Yeah.
I shut the gas off. I don't. It'll just run out.
Oh no.
It'll quit here in a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty tractor.
There it is.
And up front here, Henry brought his 960 Ford cultivator on it. Not sure whose mini this is. M670 Indianapolis Moline with a cap. I think this is Cole's B, Cole McCloskey's B. It's got a Woods mower deck on it. That's probably what they mowed the grass with here before the show. This is a Fiat tractor. This is Dean's. Most about every part on it says Fiat. Here's the badge. Ford 2000 here. Got duals on it. This is an F20. This was donated to the tractor club. Got two Averys at the show this year. Got this one, and then there's one on down. This is a Volvo Crabat. This is Dean's. Very nicely redone tractor. And this is a John Blue. This is Allen's. Both of these are Allen's tractors. This Freetill's one of 5. They made 25. I'll abbreviate the story for you. They made 25 of these in Fremont, Michigan. And they didn't quite pass some of the regulations the government wanted the guy to have. So the guy bought all 25 of them back. He scrapped 20 of them, and there are 5 of them just floating around. Allen uses this one to haul wood and that sort of thing with. Growing some mold and lichen on it right now. But it runs. Here's a pretty nice 8N Ford. Massey Ferguson 165. I drove this to school for Drive Your Tractor Day. Of course, it was in February, so it was very cold. I don't know, snowmobile suit. It's got a big scoop on the front of it. It's missing the front emblem there. It's got all the chrome emblems. This is the one I drove. This is Gill's 8N. We just put a fog light in it because we couldn't find a regular light that fit. Just wanted it to have a light. Got 2 case tractors here. Got another BF Avery. This is a wide front. It is a 42 Model V. Bigger Alice Chalmers here. This one's cool. It's still got the the sales sticker on it. It's one of the bigger ones here, along with that John Deere over there. Got a high clearance Farmall. Low boy Alice. Max's Massey Harris. Really nice tractor. Got a bunch of Alice Chalmers D series on the end here. A WD. Got an International here with a Mount-O-Matic hay bale spike. All I brought is 350. It's all done up real nice. And I don't know whose H this is. It's all original though. Not sure what this would have been here. I don't think they had a decal there, unless it was a dealer. This is a Super M. You can tell it's a Super M because of the badge that's on it here. For a regular M, it would have a winged badge like that H. A Mini U. Another Mini U, that one with a white front of it. Super M6. Got an HTA. See a lot of MTAs. You don't see too many HT. You see a lot of MTAs, but you don't see a whole lot of HTAs. There you go. Here's a regular H. Another 400. It's a 420. It's got fenders on it.
We go down there north of Seaford.
Great big John Deere here. Beautiful one.
Yeah, a lot of people go to Indiana. That's from what I understand, because you don't get the
I like
stuff
them.
off the Gulf or on the Atlantic.
Another massive here.
1 year though, I bought a trailer with a floor.
It's got a box grader on the back of it. It's a massive Ferguson grader. See, we looked at all of these here.
Load the roof off of that, and our insurance paid all.
This is another H and an M. And a really nice B. The 42H. Case here. It's probably about the same age as the rest of these. It's just still in its original clothes here. We got a 450 Farmall. Got a really white grill and panels on it there. And this is Rolla's F28, which we looked at already. Here's a pink BN. Got a flea market going on over here, small one. Food from the Deacon Grange. Some hidden misses here. This is an economy. This is a Fairbanks Morse mounted on a tractor frame. That's pretty cool. Oliver chilled flour. newer New Holland. Case twister.
Who did? Yes, they did. That's a wheel horse.
Jet engines there. This is a little baby Sears tractor. David Bradley.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Justin. Chipmunk. I think that's a Panzer. I'm not for sure. That might be a Wildcat. There's a Wildcat with a deck on it. Two more Wildcats. Danny's engine here pumping water for our little rubber ducky. Be a gray, but I'm not sure. I can't read what that says. These are some interesting mowers here. I don't know what kind of engines they're supposed to have on them. This is the front. I've got a blade on it right now. Max brought his Alice Chalmers mowers here with all the attachments. And the wheel horse, that's an old wheel horse, that's a 65. This is the wheel horse everybody generally thinks of when they hear the name wheel horse. Or one of this era, that's an 86. We have a mini Ford tractor. I brought my cultivator here and the paper keeps blowing all over the place. Also brought the Power King out. Got a bigger Alice, I think that one's Dean's. It's got some funky looking back tires on it. He brought the Lance. Got a Gravely, some more Alice, just to her Big 10 Alice, an Ingersoll, kind of unusual one. Got a Pennsylvania Meteor, that's Danny's. Got a Bush Hog, that's another unusual one. I think this is a Gibson. It sure looks like a Gibson. Got a Wisconsin engine on it. This is a, yep, that is a Gibson. Got our planter sitting back there. And the little 234. So Phil was telling me about this belt. He said this was his dad's belt. His dad died in, I think, 71 or 77. He said, I can't remember. But he said his dad used it during the Depression, and it's still going. All you got to do to take care of a belt is keep it dry, and you're gonna take care of it. So we've sprayed everything down so it's tacky. So be cutting stuff, just shredding corn cobs. pretty soon.
up in the fish like that.
What did it do?
I was just trying to read what he done with his fingers.
Oh. I was wanting to see.
That's what I was thinking, 30.
Okay, I was wanting to see this one, but
30. No, 85.
What'd that one do, Rolla?
40.
40?
Yeah, pull it clear down though.
Did it?
Get that far.
Okay.
He starts out up here above 600 and goes clear down there to 400.
Wow.
Pulls it down quite a bit to get to 40.
Yeah.
It is now.
Mom, you should do it. Your tractor's right there.
It's got more than what they go.
Hey, look at that tent. Use that tent. Use that tent. That's pretty fast.
37.
PTO is trying to ride
On the dynamometer. Hundred and 40. This is one of my favorite modern tractors. Gotta oil it.
About in half and is only this deep, so it holds probably a little over a gallon of oil inside of there. I'm going to twist it, stick out and see how much oil is in here, because it's been a while since we ran it, a couple weeks or so. Creates the injection pump, so it's just a drip feed down into an eccentric that lubricates the journal that forces the plunger back and forth for the injection pump, and that's what this is here, is the injection pump. Just a simple, crude plunger that pumps fuel through this line into this valve-looking mechanism that's actually, in today's terms, we would call it an injector, but it's not really an injector, it's more of an atomizer. So the end of this valve has got a tapered seat on it, and that changes the pattern of the cone in order to determine what the spray pattern is, and you would alter that based on engine load. So if you weren't doing much, it's kind of, there's a certain adjustment to it, but if you were actually plowing, you would change that to alter the diameter of that cone and how it contacts down inside the bolt. So in order to start it, we have to preheat this bulb, and we have to get that to almost a dull cherry red color. And I might as well light that up, because it takes a little bit to get that thing hot enough. And I'm hoping that the wind doesn't hurt us too bad.
In other words, you got a hand problem.
What's that?
In other words, you got a hand problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Now the original method of starting this would have been a small handheld torch that they would mount here on this saddle, and it would blow up and heat this bulb. And by bulb, what I'm talking about is this rounded thing down in the side of this. So that torch would have blown up there and heated the flame up through on the bottom of that. Well, I unfortunately don't have the proper torch for this tractor, so we use propane to do this with.
that's the rod bearing out of that?
That's a rod bearing. It's about 3.5 inches in diameter, 3.54 or something.
Is that some kind of aluminum?
Yeah, some kind of aluminum alloy. I don't know what all it's made out of.
Okay. Yeah, very large. So 150 revolutions to prime that.
That's the head gasket.
Yeah, it wasn't windy at Tipton. We didn't have those trouble.
Well, this isn't wind. This isn't Tipton now, is it?
No, it's not.
And
Can you hear him?
And induce some gasoline inside the cylinder head, create a spark by using a battery and a little trembler coil like on the Model T Ford, that's valve. Induce a spark, ignite gas, start the process of combustion, and it never worked out. This ain't working out either. The spark plug is really
One's a throttle and one's for the injection system, basically. Got to get about 1200 degrees, I think, before it'll start up.
white gas inside of the prototype Ford, and it would heat up a lot better than what the propane doing. A little more dangerous, but it would heat up better.
So it burned hotter, basically. The original torch burned up hotter. Or it burned hotter and heated that up better.
It's a cross-flow radiator design, or the fan sits right in here, draws in, air in on this side, and draws out on there. About 13 gallons of coolant.
That's a lot. I didn't realize it held 15 gallons of coolant.
Hot bulb type engine, 629 cubic inches, which is about 10 feet.
Wow.
Anything prior to this, they had to almost bring the engine to a stop and reverse the direction of the engine to make the tractor back up. And when this will start, I don't know what way it's going to run.
he's going to turn that wheel. That's going to rock that engine back and forth because the compression's too much. You can't physically turn the engine over. So that's why it will start either way.
Yeah, that makes better sense now.
Oh, I thought he was going to start it. Okay, here you go. He's slowed that down so that the engine is going to reverse itself so that it's going to probably take off forward. Now that I know it's not going to go anywhere, I want to show you this gauge in the back. See that spinning gauge there on by the fender? That's got an arrow on it, and that tells you which way that's engine spinning.
Counterclockwise then?
Right.
So backwards.
Yeah.
You got 3 reverse? That's 3 reverse.
The PTO on this is in a weird place. It's kind of up on top of the axle there.
It's a good place for your leg to get, you know.
Yeah. And then that left side's a brake, and it also will temporarily disengage the gear. And then that's the clutch over there, and that's got something to do with the PTO, I imagine. I don't know what that third one's
Standing
for.
here looking at it, this thing is running counterclockwise. That's not right for this tractor. So I'm going to reverse the rotation of this thing by slowing the throttle down, dragging it back open.
Watch that dial when he slows this down.
It takes me a couple times of getting it, because it's really kind of a stroke of luck to do it. But you can watch the crankshaft reverse rotation, or you can watch this dial indicator here, and the needle, the rotation of that needle there.
That dial's a lot easier to watch.
I'm going to slow it down so everybody can kind of see how slow it runs. Maximum RPM on this is about 580, 590 RPM. So I'm gonna cut the fuel by closing this throttle valve off.
Nope. It's oh.
Dang it.
See that kind of bigger round thing on the end of that steering wheel shaft?
Yeah.
There's a clip where that slides into the steering column, and that way you have to undo that clip for it to steer, or you have to pull it out. That way, when you're driving, you can't accidentally yank the steering wheel out of the column. This is my favorite song.
Leroy Troy. Has anybody else ever heard of Leroy Troy?
Woo!
Well.
Gonna do ghost chickens with this guy.
A chicken farmer took a walk out on his farm one day. He paused beside the coop